Good morning, this is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A news release from South Dakota Attorney General Marty Jacky's office says the Huron Police Department, as well as the State Division of Criminal Investigation, are investigating a homicide that happened in Huron on Thursday. Authorities say one person has died and one person was detained. The release says there is no threat to the public. KELOLAND News spoke with people off camera in Huron who say they saw a big law enforcement presence.
A Sioux Falls man is in the Minnehaha County Jail facing child pornography charges. A cyber tip led investigators to 32-year-old Travis Engdahl. Yesterday in court, prosecutors said he downloaded a dozen illegal files of young children. The judge set his bond at $50,000 cash only. Engdahl has no prior criminal record in South Dakota.
A 40-year-old Sioux Falls woman is facing a long list of charges for crashing her car into the greenhouse area of a Lewis drugstore earlier this week. The charges involve much more than the crash. Police say Leslie Epling was buying and selling cars on Facebook Marketplace only to defraud people by using bad checks.
It is reported that Leslie wrote a check for that vehicle, and then that was given to the victim. Keys along with the title were traded with that check.
The check, however, never cleared because it was linked to a closed account. Police set up a sting to catch Epling by offering to sell her a car and meet her at the Lewis parking lot. That's where they pinned her in with their vehicles, but police say she didn't comply and tried driving through the garden center. Well, a lot of people will be outdoors doing some planting this weekend, Brian.
Yes, I believe so, with these temperatures back into the 70s throughout much of KELOLAND. Today, we're in the 70s. Sioux Falls, 74 for highs, 71 Brookings, 74 in Aberdeen, 72 Pierre, and Rapid City at 67. There will be an increase in the wind today from the northwest, 15 to 30, but we'll dial back the wind tomorrow and crank up the temperatures a little bit more. We'll have the details of the Mother's Day forecast coming up.
Thank you, Brian. A downtown Sioux Falls business is ready to help you with all of your camping needs. The Great Outdoor Store is set to host its annual Gear and Beer event on Saturday, showcasing the latest in camping gear, craft beer from Remedy Brewing Company, and a variety of competitions and prizes. The owner is hoping to get people excited about nature.
We have excellent rock climbing at the Palisades. We have Great Bear. We have Tut Hill Park, which is amazing. If a lot of people haven't explored Tut Hill Park, it's just a beautiful park to hike in. So I think we just have to get the word out that there are a lot of really great spaces in Sioux Falls to enjoy outdoor activities.
All proceeds from Gear and Beer will be used to help expand the trail system in Sioux Falls through the not-for-profit Falls Area Single Track. The Gear and Beer event runs from 11 to 6 Saturday on the lawn at the Great Outdoor Store.
A new location for a local Guatemalan restaurant is officially open. The Jacky's Burrito Express on 41st Street is the third official location, with a fourth smaller location in the Empire Mall. With the opening of the new store, owners are adding new menu items.
Soon we'll have another part of the kitchen here being in a new concept. So more family platters, like if you want to buy a rotisserie chicken, we'll have rotisserie chicken. It'll be like Guatemalan style, so that will change. Yep, just a little bit new tweaks in the menu.
The restaurant is in the old Fuddruckers building on 41st Street. Jacky's restaurant inside the Empire Mall will be closing in September.
Camping slots across state parks are filling up fast for Mother's Day weekend. Some campers are enjoying their first visit at Palisades State Park. Alan Gonzalez, his wife Silai, and their pets Damon and Abby drove here from New Jersey. They are making the move to Sioux Falls and decided to enjoy the park over the weekend.
You have 3 trails you can do, really fun. You can swim in, you can fish in. You can do a bonfire, you can do everything here, so it's really good.
Palisades State Park has added more camping spots and hiking attractions. You can find a link for more information with this story right here on KELOLAND.com. And that's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
Okay, well, in weather news, as we get into the weekend, I want to mention that, well, not just the nice day part forecast, but the starry skies could be interesting to look at. There is a geomagnetic storm watch. Basically, that's a fancy name for Northern Lights show this weekend possible. It looks like the forecast tonight is favorable for that, possibly again Saturday night. These things are always a little tricky to forecast, but all the ingredients are there for some of that activity. So keep that in mind. And if you're out camping this weekend or just in the evenings, you're out and about, well, look up. You might see some interesting treats here late in the evening. Forecast-wise, clear skies will dominate, I think, northern South Dakota today. And in fact, that's actually our going trend tonight. So that's even another bonus item. If we're going to even have a chance of seeing any of those types of things, yeah, you got to get those clear skies to work out. And that seems to be the going forecast here for the overnight. After those 70s today, we're going to bottom out in the low to mid 40s tomorrow morning from Brookings to Sioux Falls, but back into the 70s we go tomorrow. Just a few high clouds. And in fact, we'll actually see less wind tomorrow. Today we're 15 to 30 on that wind from the northwest, but I don't expect it to be that strong tomorrow. And into the low 80s or a couple of 80s around on Mother's Day. So a very, very pleasant forecast. Now, one more note to add here as we look at early next week. Let's fast forward here into Sunday. Now, you see there is a low pressure center out in Colorado, and there is some rain developing in Kansas and Nebraska. The question we're still kind of throwing around a little bit is whether or not we could get a shower to come into far southern South Dakota Sunday evening. Possibility of a little rain sneaking into the Black Hills. Just keep that in mind. I don't want to completely ignore that story, but I also don't want to give it a lot of attention because most of the rain is still projected to go south of us into early next week. The next system, though, comes on the picture here by later Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, that feature still looks a little bit better. We'll probably get some showers and scattered thunderstorms here during that time frame into Wednesday of next week. So keep that in mind as you're planting and looking at the field conditions out there. Hopefully, though, a lot of this forecast will be more favorable for planting conditions here. And I know for some of the fields out there in northwest Iowa, southwest Minnesota, still plenty wet. Southeast South Dakota as well. 76 our high today in Yankton. We're in the mid-70s in Mitchell. With that drying trend in mind, let's look at your 7-day forecast. We're going to keep tomorrow's high 75 Sioux Falls, 80 on Sunday. Mid-70s Monday. Rain chance is better there late Tuesday into Wednesday, and it'll cool off a little bit during that time frame. No drastic cool downs. You can also clearly tell the overnight lows are in better shape, so we're not going to mention any chance of frost or freeze weather until further notice. Hopefully we're done. We typically look at those average last frost dates, and we always talk about Mother's Day weekend as kind of a ballpark on that. And so far, so good on that, at least on the 7-day forecast. Aberdeen, that 80 on Mother's Day will be pretty warm. Here, close to that level, too, 78 for a high. And in the 70s into early next week, Rapid City included. After kind of a rough, cool week of weather, we're going to pull out of this and get back to some nice conditions. Check out more details at KELOLAND.com.